Hi, it's Tisha Powell. You're watching US Business News. Coming up on today's Money News, housing market. Why did interest rate go up, but housing failed to come down? We're about to analyze that for you. And breaking business news from New York, USA. All this and more. Folks, go ahead and please hit that like and free subscribe button. We'll be back with more right after the intro. When houses went up in 2020, the government, they tried to do something which should have worked. They raised interest rate, but there's three real estate asset class: digital asset, commercial real estate, and residential property. Residential property and digital asset continue to go up, while commercial is on its way down. Why didn't the government's interest rate raising? Why didn't that help the housing market to go down? Well, there was an inflation. When there's an inflation, prices go up and purchasing power, the money of the US dollar or the dollar, goes down. So the government tried to help us. When interest rate is going up, the houses should go down. It didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Few things. Number one, in 2020, interest rate was as low as 2%. Number two, a lot of millennium end users bought the home because they weren't paying on their student loans. So for the first time in a long time, a lot of Americans could buy homes because the student loans were in deferment. So they were able to save money and get a down payment. Number three, hedge fund boys. They did the candlestick, they charted it. They saw that there was a support and a resistance. They noticed that in 2008, that 400,000 in Florida in 2020 was the 400. That's the same resistance. So they bought knowing it would go higher. They went in cash. What does that mean? They're not going to let it go because they have enough staying power. Also, people refinance their homes at 2%. So a lot of Americans refinanced their homes at 2%, and they also bought some new millenniums. A lot of millenniums bought at 2%. Inflation is now at 2.96%. The government was hoping to get it under 2%. So despite the government's manipulation of the market, the natural cycle of the market, the real estate didn't come down. The residential real estate, that is. Commercial real estate will be crashing because the government has been manipulating interest rate. But residential properties, when you're in at 2% and interest rate is at 7%, I mean, it's just math. You're making 5%. So everybody who bought in 2020, they're making 5% every year on their house. So why would they give up 5% of $400,000? That's saying give up $20,000 every year. They're not going to do it. They're going to rent it out and get another property. So government manipulation transferred the greatest wealth over to Americans in asset class, which is residential homes. Commercial real estate dropped. Why is commercial real estate dropping? Well, so far it's dropped 15% this year, and according to Goldman Sachs, it's going to drop another 40% because government's manipulation of the natural cycle, the natural act of God, is not following the candlestick. So what's going to happen is that commercial real estate is crashing because a lot of people took on adjustable mortgages, and now we know interest rate at 7% when most people are at 4%. So they're going to be losing 3%, and people left the retail to go ahead and start remote working after COVID, and they've never gone back. They're doing hybrid, which only need retail for 2 days. People are starting business online on the internet. They have TikTok shops, Facebook shops. People are saving money because of YouTube and Google. The internet is just changing the way people manifest and work in e-commerce. So that's commercial real estate is going down. Digital assets are going up. I'm Tisha. We'll be back with more. We're just going to talk about the mess that the housing market is in America. So the government wanted inflation to go under 2%. So the government has been raising the interest rate, which we know they're going to raise it again. And prices did come down, but not asset class. Real estate never came down. In fact, it came down to 396 when the government manipulated, but then it stayed. And the average home now in the United States in 2023 is $430,000. So we can see that the interest rate being manipulated did not work. As mortgage rates go up, homes should come down, but that didn't happen because in 2020, people had 2% and they refinanced, hedge funds came in based on the candlesticks, and other people bought at 2%, millennials for the first, which are end users. So they're not investors like in 2008. These are people who are actually living in the homes, and they are now going to be owning these homes for a long while. And 7% today interest rate is at, minus 2 gives you 5. So no one is going to sell. So now we're having a low inventory. We had more cash buyers. And now today we have more workers that are getting paid more than what they did in 2020. What happened? The COVID money, the PP money, 80 billion of that was all fraud. So people are making more money than they ever did. In fact, America created 5.6% more of millionaires after 2020. It has been one of the largest asset transfer of wealth in the United States. So what is inflation helping the housing market? It depends. It's helping sellers get richer, and it's helping buyers that have new jobs to get in on it. It is hurting commercial real estate. So it's helping the digital asset market because it's going up, up, up. All those 2 billion people on the internet, all those people with e-commerce stores on Shopee, Amazon, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, that's the interest rate has helped. It has appreciated digital asset, digital real estate. Why do you think Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are fighting for social media space? That is digital assets. So that's helping the digital asset. It's helping Bitcoin. The interest rate going up higher is helping Bitcoin because it's hedging people against the US dollar. It's also creating commercial real estate to drop. So one avenue to get help so that you can get property is going to be commercial real estate in the next 2 years. Another area, there are pocket areas in California that the interest rate went up and people lost their jobs. So that area they're going to be selling. So San Francisco, California has pocket areas, but be careful because there's a problem with getting insurance. So that's another thing that's going on. The inflation is causing insurance to get more expensive. So the inflation has helped sellers and it has helped buyers because buyers are getting more money today because interest rate is higher. But sellers, they got in at 2% or they refinance at 2%. So they are not going to be releasing that because the inflation allowed them to get these properties at 2%. So they're making 5%. Why would they sell? All right. So we just have to use common sense here and recognize that this is the new market we're in. We can catch it though, because at 430, if you put 3% down doing an FHA, you're looking at 15,000. So if it's a couple, they just need to each save half of 15,000. So that's one of the good part about it. So what else? Let's go over the news. $475 billion is what President Biden's income-driven student loans would cost Americans. We're just adding to the deficit. 38,000 US dollars is the average student loans owed in America. Google stock is going up based upon their cloud base, and they predicted that Microsoft will do good next year. South Florida, they had 101-degree weather in the water this summer. Ooh, South Florida's getting hot. The water has gotten hot. And 3 things you need to know about retirement in the United States. The average Social Security money is $1,800 US. You've got to start saving for retirement. 50% of Americans have saved less than $1,000. Why? They're waiting for Social Security. Social Security is a supplement to your retirement. 47% of retirees, they are working. Ooh, I'm 47 years old. I'm telling you, I'm going to be saving for retirement. It's not too late. You can open a 401k. Just call your bank. But what if your office has offered you a 401? Open an IRA then. Why shouldn't you do more than one? Oh, that's the bell. Go ahead, hit that free like and subscribe button. I'm Tisha Powell. We'll see you another time.